Yeah, well, yeah, because it's like you're paying the same, but then suddenly you get half as much as what you were getting.
Yeah, it's like you feel like you're being lied to.
Yeah.
日本では最近物価が高いと感じていませんか？皆さんこんにちは、アーサーです。この間僕の友達でアメリカ人のオースティンと一緒に別のチャンネル The Austin and Arthur Show で日本とアメリカのインフレや物価の高さについて話しました。その動画は 100% 英語での会話です。レッスンのためのものではなくネイティブの友達同士のリアルな会話なのでテキストやレッスンでは学べない生きた英語に触れるチャンスです。ただ字幕がないと少し難しいですよね。そこでこの IU-Connect チャンネルの皆さんのために英日字幕付きの会話をお届けします。字幕があると自分のリスティングや自分の理解度が確認できるので安心ですね。では早速始めましょう。よろしくお願いします。
So Austin, so what are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about a topic that everyone loves. Inflation.
Inflation. Yeah.
So first of all, there's a term that I think people in Japan aren't familiar with, but I think Americans are very familiar with, called shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation, yes.
Are you familiar with that?
I am familiar with that.
So, basically, I'm just going to be eating these nuts and talking.
These nuts. Although I will tell you, they did talk about, they didn't use the word shrinkflation, but they did talk about how, you know, in the konbini, they have like the small rolls with like the fillings, like the custard filling, whatever. They went from 5 to 4 or something like that, and they had the same price, and it was on the news about that.
Is that not such a Japan thing?
Well, I mean, it's shrinkflation though. They talk about shrinkflation on the news in the States too.
It's true though. But like, so basically, and this is not unique to the US, this is like happening globally, but a big example of this is laundry detergent.
Yeah.
And
so can you explain what shrinkflation is for people who don't know what it is?
I'm getting there. I'm just eating the nuts.
Okay. Can I explain it before we go through what?
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to give a concrete example. You can give your example, but
all right, sure.
Like, so shrinkflation is that the inflation is the concept where the value of your money goes down, so the same thing costs more money.
This man's stealing my thunder.
Shrinkflation is where, well, you were too busy eating those nuts, man.
They're good.
They are good, but you had to choose one or the other. You chose the nuts. So I bet your student is so happy we're talking about these nuts so passionately.
And well, if she watches or if they watch, I don't want to.
Dude, this is the second time you've screwed up. It's fine. We all know it's a she.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways. But yeah, so shrinkflation is where the price of the item does not change.
Yeah.
But because the value of your money is lower, they decrease the size. So like I said before, when there was 5 of them, there'd be 4 of them, same price.
Yeah. So basically, we talked about theft, I think in a previous episode where I was talking about the US, there's a huge theft problem. Yeah. And I specifically mentioned laundry detergent being behind a glass case.
Yeah.
Why is it behind a glass case? Is it because people are stealing like big jugs of laundry detergent? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
But what people are doing is recently the cost of laundry detergent actually hasn't changed, but the amount that you get has, right?
So like the price per weight has gone up, but the price per container has not.
Exactly, right? And so you'll have like, for example, Tide is a really common laundry detergent brand in the US.
Yeah.
And you'll get this big plastic container of like liquid laundry detergent. And it's filled to about half.
Okay.
And so what a lot of people will do is they'll be upset about that. They know that it's filled to half. So they'll actually take another Tide container, open it, and pour that detergent into the container to fill it completely.
Yeah.
And then go buy that.
Yeah.
So basically they're getting 2 for 1.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Man.
And to some level, I think everyone can kind of empathize with people like that because it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's like you're paying the same, but then suddenly you get half as much as what
it's
you were
like
getting.
you feel like you're being lied to.
Yeah.
Because the companies obviously aren't going to advertise like, hey, guys, sorry, we got to raise our costs. You know, they're not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
They're just going to do it.
Dude, just to tell you though, so in America though, I feel with shrinkflation, some companies are getting really sneaky about it because I remember seeing this was on, I think, like the Bounty paper towels. You know, by the way, we should do a whole video on how Japanese and American people use
another nut.
Yeah, it's the last nut, man. That's yours.
Last nut.
The last nut. So we should do a whole episode on how Japanese and American people use paper towels and tissues.
Oh man, as somebody who used to work for a homestay company, I feel like I've got a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
But that would be for another episode. But yeah, so on a paper towel brand, what they ended up doing was they decreased the total amount by like I think it was like 30%.
Yeah.
So a third was gone. But then they did plus 10%. So they're like, oh yeah, this is us. Plus 10% is the same price as before. Because what they ended up doing is they went it down to 30 plus 10, so it was minus 20%. But they put on that marketing so that it seemed...
Yeah. It's really deceitful.
Yeah.
And it's really easy, like I said, to empathize with customers doing this.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, technically it's theft, but also it's like it's not fair.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, it's funny that you say that though, because in the news in the States, people have been really cracking down on shoplifting.
They have.
Because in California now, as long as it's under $1,000, you can't get
arrested for it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I mentioned in a previous episode how if you go to supermarkets in America, I mean, this is completely dependent on where you're going in America. Because if you're going to more affluent neighborhoods, you're not going to see supermarkets with laundry detergent locked behind glass cabinets.
Yeah.
But in many...
Well, let's take Target, Walmart. Yeah.
And many of these lower class and even middle class shopping centers.
Yeah.
You're seeing stuff like laundry detergent, deodorant, all sorts of that stuff behind glass cases.
Yeah, it was crazy because I went to last time I was in the States last year, so 2023, and we went to Walmart, and there was a ton of stuff behind these cases. You need to ask an associate to come over to unlock it for you so you can buy it. They used to, so in all fairness though, they used to do that all the time with razor blades because razor blades are really expensive.
But I feel like razor blades fall under the category of like, there's another reason why they get locked up because they could be potentially dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Like the argument for razor blades being locked up was for people who are like mentally unstable.
Okay.
And so I don't know if that was the actual reason.
Okay.
Like it might just because they were expensive too, but like that was the excuse given.
Okay.
And I think most people kind of look at that and go, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like laundry detergent,
yeah,
you know, stuff like deodorant, you know, stuff like that. It's like you can't look at that and be like, okay, well, why are you? Oh, you're locking it up because you want to stop people from getting the same product that they used to get. Like I get where they're coming from on that.
Oh, dude, as a business owner, I still think, you know.
But yeah, that's the other side of it, right? It's like it's easy for people to say, oh, you know what? Let's stick it to the man and let's stick it to Walmart or let's stick it to these big businesses. But there's two things I want to address there. The first thing is like most of the time people go shopping, they're not going to these big businesses. They're going to like franchise places that are like I'm gonna show my West Coastness here, but like Albertsons, Safeway, Kroger's, or like, you know, Fred Meyer. I'm sure there's
Aren't Kroger's and Fred Meyer like a huge corporation?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're most of the stores are franchise stores owned by a local person. Okay. Right. So there's like it's like McDonald's. Right. McDonald's Corporation doesn't control the vast majority of McDonald's. Yeah. They're owned by people in the local community, but they follow the rules of the franchise, right? So like these stores are still part of these companies, but they're actually still part of the local community. And the theft from them like really hurts them.
Yeah, right.
Right? And you're seeing this happen all over the US right now as Walmarts are just shutting down. There's like, you know what? We're way above our threshold for loss prevention and it's not profitable being here. So we're just going to shut down.
Yeah, right.
Right. And, you know, some people are really cheering about that, but it's like, what are you doing? Like this is a huge pillar in the community that's providing untold amounts of people like food and like daily necessities. And you're cheering that shut down. Yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, theft has really gotten,
it's really a huge problem.
Yeah. Even now I heard, earlier this year, a lot of companies are revising their return policies.
Yeah.
You know, so when I first moved to the States, right, I remember in Germany, probably like in Japan too, you can return something if it's defective.
Yeah.
But that's really the only case. And I remember when we first came back to the United States and my mom bought some clothes that she didn't try on. And she tried them on at home, and like I tried them on at home too. She bought some clothes for me. It's like, I don't really like these jeans. Like, okay, we'll just return them.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, we'll just return them. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with them, and you bought them. Why'd you do that? She said, no, we'll just return them. That's the return policy. And I couldn't believe how lenient the policy was. But now, because I think a lot of people, what they're doing is they're trying to get under that threshold of getting arrested, so it's below the certain amount. Yeah, they'll buy stuff and then they'll try to get store credit or try to get money as a return. Because you can. So I used to work at Marshall's, right? And you know, Marshall's, for you guys who don't know, is a discount clothing store. Yeah, all over the country, all over the United States. And I remember we would get returns, and I had to, if it was an item in our store, I had to figure out how to return it. And that could be. It didn't have a tag on it.
Yeah.
It could have been from last year.
Yeah.
And it could even have had some stains on it.
Yeah.
But so what people would do is they would take some clothes and they wear them for a little while. When they were done with them, they would come back and return them, you know?
It's the same thing with Costco.
With Costco too?
Costco, do you not know about Costco's return policy?
I don't know about Costco's return policy.
Costco's return policy is they will accept anything.
Anything?
Anything.
What? That doesn't, like... Things that you don't buy at the store?
Anything you bought from Costco, you can return.
Okay, but where's the line?
There's no line.
What if there's like a half-eaten bag of potato chips?
You can return it.
I don't believe that, man.
Dude, I mean, I haven't been to Costco recently in probably the past year, so it might have changed. But there's countless examples of people having like a sofa for like 10 years.
Yeah. And
then returning it and getting a new sofa. Or a TV, same thing.
Man,
Costco has like an insane return policy. It's probably because usually they buy the product on bulk, so it's like so cheap that it's kind of like Amazon too, right? Amazon has a similar return policy where it's like they'll kind of just accept anything because it's more expensive for them to go through the process of like fighting it than it is for them to just be like, all right, here's a new thing.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right, man.
Hey guys. If you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening. And I mean a lot.
Yeah. So for each episode, you'll get English and Japanese subtitles, so you can check your listening and comprehension.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not. For more info, click on the link here or here or here, or in the description box of this video.
Thanks for being our friend. Woo! I have no friends.
どうでしたか？リスニング力をさらに引き上げたい方には The Austin and Arthur Friends がおすすめです。ただし、リスニング力が上達しても実際に話せるようになるとは限らないんですよね。多くの日本人の方がフレーズを覚えたり、リスニングやシャドウイングの練習を一生懸命やったりしていますが、いざ外国人を目の前にすると頭が真っ白になって言葉が出てこないことが多いです。実は僕も昔同じような悩みを抱えていました。そんな問題を解決するために IU-Connect とこのチャンネルを始めたんです。自分のリスニング力をさらに磨きたい方はぜひこちらから The Austin and Arthur Friends をご利用ください。でもそれより英語を学んでも話せないという悩みを解決したい方は IU-Connect の詳細をこちらからチェックしてください。 Until next time, enjoy your English adventures. これからも一緒に世界とつながりましょう。Bye!